Morning. It's my work this time. It's coffee time. In about half an hour. Is it getting hot? Trying to make coffee on the old rocket stove today. I made an attempt last week to get this thing fired up. The wood was so dry. And today it's so dang windy. It's struggling to keep a good fire going in there. We'll do what we can do. All right, let's get this show on the road here. Technical difficulties this morning. I've never had this much problems starting upload or live stream, whatever you want to call this thing. Good morning, Justin. Good to see you. I had Jody in here a few minutes ago. But there's magic particles in the air that take my video and bring them to your screen. Weren't working a few minutes ago. My laptop is just slow as heck. Let's close a few things here. Don't know what's going on. Friendship sprinkles for you this morning, Justin. The Rata Corporation is represented here. Yeah, this is about the fourth or fifth attempt to make this live stream. Signal kept cutting out. Those of you just tuning in, I'm Brent. This is my Tiny Tweaker travel vlog. Off-grid farming, sustainable living, music mechanic channel. It's supposed to be a windy day today. Hi, Eli. Off my game here because none of my devices are working properly. So I'll just follow the chat in the iPhone screen. I'm trying to make coffee. So I got this rocket stove here I constructed a few years ago, probably 10 years ago. It's a little project. It's a coffee can and a couple of soup cans. Trying to get this fire chamber hot enough. Basically rushes air past the coals. A bit of a vortex phenomenon that's supposed to keep a really good fire going, but this sucks. This coffee's not going to be ready until 4 o'clock. Okay, finally see it. Okay, that's not it. Back a page. This is the one we want. All right, Stuff is starting to work a bit. Turn the volume off. There we go. I do this. See the chats. So I'm out here. It's gonna be my last full day at the tiny A-frame off-grid lakeside cabin. I'm off to my friend's cottage this weekend. Gonna do some fishing. Morning Frederick, morning Fons Durlong Gaming. Because I am essentially homeless at this point. I just sold my house. Give you the backstory. I just sold my house. Small rural location I'm in southeastern Manitoba, in the 51st state, specifically the People's Republic of Manitoba. People's Socialist Republic of Manitoba. And I'm waiting on my RV to be ready to hit the road sometime next, well, I don't know if I'll be able to hit the road next week, but the RV should be ready next week and I'll have my own housing. I'm currently paying $70 a night to stay here at the beautiful Green Valley RV and Cabin Resort, just outside of Grunthal, Manitoba. Shout out to Green Valley RV and Cabins. Water is almost hot. I'm almost ready for coffee. Shouldn't have a YouTube channel because I'm too young. You know, there's like millionaire YouTuber children's channel that just play with Legos and toys and stuff. I live stream when I live stream, so I don't have schedules. But that's going to be contained in the channel announcement. So for long-time viewers, and by long time, I mean this is a fairly young channel. I only started this at the beginning of 2025. But people that have been here kind of from the beginning, I've got an interesting scam going on. So there's going to be live streaming with a twist. So if you're new here, welcome in. I appreciate you coming, checking this out. I'm a former hobby farmer. So my content started really with a lot of music-oriented content. So I was doing not music reviews, but just talking about the music I like. This year I started getting back into the hobby of collecting classic rock music I grew up with. So I've been buying albums and tapes and CDs. I made this yesterday, and tomorrow or next year is my birthday. Okay, Eli, you're doing well. Keep it up. Keep doing what you're doing. My main concern right now is coffee. So I've got a propane grill there. This takes forever to get the water hot, but this is taking forever plus a little bit extra. What are we doing here? Let's go. But you're never too young to YouTube. So yeah, today I got a few things to do before I head out to the lake tomorrow. So I got one more night here. I got to start cleaning stuff out, move it to my neighbors, and then I got stuff at my neighbors got to take to the dump. Just tedious stuff that Nobody cares about me. But for those of you that are familiar with, oh, how do I start this? It came to my attention this week that there's a better way to stream on a different platform. So I'm going to be dividing my streaming efforts between YouTube and a new platform called Pump, which is a Solana-based platform where creators are paid different than they are on YouTube. So this channel isn't monetized. I kind of didn't really want to monetize it through YouTube. There's something about the YouTube monetization scheme that never really sat right with me, because it's all ad based, right? And we don't want ads. I don't want ads. I don't know if you guys like ads. I pay for YouTube Premium so I don't have to look at ads. But on this platform Pump, the creators are paid different, and it's so new to me. I just literally started my account yesterday and did a live stream on Pump. Italian brain rot? I don't even know what that is. I kind of know what brain rot is, but Italian, I know some Italians that might be able to help me out with that. But I would have to do a bunch of research to even find out what that is. I have not, that has not been my meta, so I may have to investigate. But the way creators are paid on Pump, it's through the Solana coin, the cryptocurrency. Now you don't have to have cryptocurrency to view, and I'll get the link here in a second. Oh, here it is. So there's a channel, and what Pump is doing is they seem to be pushing for live streamers. And this came to my attention through Clash with Bao, who's a YouTuber by the same moniker. Clash with Bao is his channel, and there's a backup channel called Smurfwatch Transparency, of which I am a member. And one of the member perks was to get a link to his Pump channel and his live streams. So I've been chatting it up with him. It's kind of explaining the process. So on this platform, you can set up your own meme coin, which I have done, called Tiny Coin, as in tiny home. And you can set up as many coins as you want. It's all Solana based. And I'm by no means a crypto expert. Don't take your crypto advice from me. I'm just looking for an innovative way to live stream that doesn't involve YouTube and the censorship and whatnot. So I'm not abandoning YouTube. I'm still going to be using YouTube. It's just I am going to be putting content on Pump, because through YouTube I wasn't that interested in monetizing any of this by meeting their requirements, and the fact that it, like I said a minute ago, it's all ad based. So and they take a good percentage of donations, super chats, and it's a bit of a scam. So, and YouTube doesn't really make money, so it's kind of even scammier. Okay, did we copy this? Let's copy that, plop that in the chat. So here's where you get to my Pump page. So if you follow me on Pump, you'll be able to see content just as you would view on YouTube. And I've been primarily doing live streams as opposed to standalone videos that I record and then upload later. But the Pump platform essentially rewards creators for making content. And again, I don't want to go into all the details because I don't necessarily know all the details, other than it's a new innovation on this kind of content that seems to be oriented towards the content creator. So there's something I really like about that, and the potential for revenue, since it is a fairly new platform. It's kind of in the very early stages. And so you as viewers, if you want to support my live streams, which you can go back on my YouTube channel, see the kind of content I've been doing, which has been varied. Like, my YouTube channel is Brent Shimko, so you get, there's no genre that I fit into. I stream what I feel like streaming, whatever I think is interesting. So to the dedicated group of people that have been following my content for the last while, I appreciate your support. But through Pump, you can buy crypto, or you can buy Solana, and then you can buy these meme coins, which get you an investment in an asset, which the platform itself is going to pump. So it's an interesting trading platform and streaming platform. Again, I'm not a tech guy or a crypto guy. So this is really my way of easing into the crypto sphere, that environment. And it's pretty low risk at this point. I'm not doing it to be a crypto bro, but through the application, you're able to benefit from your viewers and yourself as a content creator just by making more content. So that's going to be worth exploring. So a lot of my live travel blog stuff is going to be broadcast live there, where I'll do updates and kind of just what's going on, and as far as developments on the YouTube channel, and maybe post some standalone videos on the YouTube. Because the plan for this live streaming content is that I'm going to be traveling from Manitoba to British Columbia, which is on the west coast of Canada, visiting friends and family, and eventually I'll be relocating there. So along the way, I want to make stops and start getting other people on in front of the camera, profiling what they're doing, whatever interesting things, whatever interesting people I come across. And Pump seems to be the place to do that. It looks like that's going to be a jolly good time. So that's basically the channel announcement, is that there's going to be content to be found in 2 places. And we're going to give this a go for however long it makes sense. I'm pretty excited about the prospect. Let's get you a little bit turned up here. because there's earning potential for actually, you know, if you want to call this work, you're not fighting to, how do you put it? You're not trying to appease YouTube. You're not trying to appease your audience. You're, I guess you're going to be trying to appease Pump.fun, by providing what they want. And what they want is a Web 3.0 type of platform that's crypto based. So yeah, I don't have all the answers as to why you need to watch there, but I'm just letting you know that's where you'll be able to find my content, on that link I posted in the chats. So I encourage you to check it out. Like, there's some neat stuff. There's other content creators that you'll find on there, and it's really a kind of a ground floor opportunity for me at this point. So it's nice to get in on things early. And if you're a streamer yourself, like Eli, you can check out Pump for yourself. Create an Eli coin or whatever content is you're doing. Do an Italian brain rot meme coin for Frederick. Get a Larata coin. And see where that goes. So yeah, patiently waiting for my tweaker coffee. And if you don't know what tweaker coffee is, so I make my coffee grounds through this drip thing. So I put a filter in there with some coffee, and these are McDonald's ground coffee out of a can. And what makes a tweaker coffee is I already made a cup out of this, and so this is going to be the second cup I make out of it. I made that first cup last night, so these grounds have been sitting all night. But it's going to be good. I love your tweaker coffee. The rocket stove, just keep feeding it. I think that water's pretty hot. Yes, no, it's steaming. Steaming away, I think that's pretty good. So, the purpose of this live stream was to demonstrate the rocket stove. Make a cup of coffee in less than an hour and a half, which I think I've done. And to make this announcement that we're going to be checking out Pump.fun, and check out TinyCoin. Like, you could buy TinyCoin with Solana. So if you're not into crypto, what you need to do is, like I did, find a wallet. I have a software wallet, but you can get hard wallets that contain all your crypto keys and whatnot, passcodes, to protect your asset. But I found a software wallet that works for me, and Solana is trading at somewhere around $220 US for one Solana coin. So I bought one Solana a few days ago and started up my coin. I bought some of my own coin. I bought some of Bao's coin, which is Pump.farm, I think. And we'll get more clarity on how crypto plays a role in boosting these channels and getting digital assets in the accounts of, or in the wallets of, creators. And so, yeah, if you have a wallet already, or if you have a wallet set up, get Solana, and then through Pump, you just transfer your Solana into your pump account, and then you could do what you want with it from there. And the platform is fairly easy to use from the looks of it. I like going onto a app or a website that's intuitively easy to use. It's not super intuitive, but it's fairly easy to use. And if there's a live stream going on, like on your homepage, it'll show you who's live. You could follow people. You can buy whatever meme coins are available. So I don't know that I'm going to be doing a lot of buying of particular meme coins. And then there's people trading these meme coins that aren't probably even necessarily interested in the content. They're doing it strictly from the crypto investment standpoint. You know, buy low, sell high. So there's kind of a lot of day trading type activities going on. You know, like there was a bunch of transactions on my tiny coin yesterday, just buying and selling, but that's volume. And so yeah, I'm no expert on crypto. I just find this whole concept to be fairly innovative, since the direction seems to be towards digital assets. I like the idea of getting some assets of my own without relying on, say, a central bank-based digital asset, which is coming to most places around the world, I'm sure. So if you're new to crypto, this is kind of a way to mesh crypto investment with your viewing habits. So it's like YouTube with a twist. I'm not saying it's better than YouTube. YouTube does a pretty good job. Although this morning was a bit of a nightmare getting my stuff. Although it just might have been my data signal. I wasn't getting good data speed or something. And so yeah, there's going to be more content going on YouTube, but it's not going to be. I think the core of my content is going to be on Pump, because what they do reward is consistency. So if you're streaming daily, that's going to get your channel and your coin more attention. And I'm at the point where there is stuff I could do daily. It's just as long as I have time to turn on a camera in the midst of what I'm doing. In the next week or so, there's still a few days there. I've got commitments or obligations where I can't just dedicate what I'm doing to live streaming. But once I begin my trek out west, it's going to be a travel blog plus. Hopefully come across some interesting people doing stuff in the field of agriculture, sustainable regenerative agriculture, which is how I operated my hobby farm. It was a small scale operation, just had 5 acres, but was raising sheep and pigs. We had a milking cow or 2 at any one time. There was a couple of calves. We had calving happening on the farm. We had the chickens, dogs and cats, ducks, and it was basically to produce the food that we plan to eat. And some of the meat, we had a huge garden, a little food forest with perennial bushes and plants, medicinal herbs, and all this stuff. For whatever reason, the wife wasn't satisfied with how I was doing things, so she griped her way into a separation, and that's where we're at. So. But yeah, I want to find people, because I was doing it just based on my best instincts on how to farm. And what I was what I was doing might not necessarily fit in any other context, but what I was doing on my particular piece of land. But there were things that I was doing that could benefit people starting out, just the knowledge base that I gained over the years. We were doing that for 8 years. We had the property for 8 years. And we started right off the bat getting a little flock of chickens. So we started with eggs, and then we got some dogs for guarding the chickens, but in fact they were attacking the chickens. Then the following year we got rabbits, the following spring, followed by sheep. And then I bought a pig. I bought this pregnant gilt, which is a female that hasn't had her first litter. So we farrowed out a bunch of piglets on the farm in 2019, and that started my pig operation. I purchased a boar after that, and then eventually we got a milking cow, and we had ducks in there along the way. So it was just slow, steady growth over the course of 8 years, and it was fun. It was very satisfying, very fulfilling. A lot of hard work, and we have coffee. And so I'll be looking for people doing what they're doing in their context, just so I myself can learn more, because there's kind of farming is in my blood now. Although I have got it somewhat out of my system. I don't need to go start another farm immediately. Like, that's not my priority. It's more of I want to go find a place to settle down and do what I want to do. And one of the things I want to do is live stream, share with you guys what's going on. Oh, now we got the hot water just cranking. Could take you off. But there you go, rocket stove. Just a givener. So yeah, whether it's on YouTube or on Pump, that's where you'll find my content. Yeah, over the last 3 months, like if you're into music content, I was buying up a bunch of vinyl, and well, even last week I had purchased some CDs at the thrift store, so really good stuff. So I'll feature my music purchases as I replenish my music collection. Because way back in the day, through various moves and whatnot, I ended up just giving all my music away to one of my buddies, because he was an avid record collector. So part of my ambition has been to replace some of the stuff that I gave away, and then find new and exciting, not new and exciting, old and exciting music, and kind of discovering it for the first time. So lots of hard rock, heavy metal, new wave of British heavy metal through the 80s with bands like Iron Maiden, Judas Priest. Of course, the classic heavy rock, Ozzy Osbourne, Black Sabbath, a lot of Southern rock, Leonard Skinner, Johnny Edgar Winter, Black Oak, Arkansas, some prog. I've been getting into Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Of course, the Pink Floyd has always been a major musical influence to me, as well as I recently purchased, well, a few months ago, a nice guitar. So I had, over the course of the last year and a half, kind of been liquidating my possessions just because I wasn't going to need them anymore. But I got rid of keyboards, I got rid of some a nice acoustic guitar, a crappy electric guitar, but I recently purchased a fairly nice electric guitar with a Marshall amp with a pedal for a very, very low price. Like, it was sort of, I couldn't pass it up. So as time permits, I'll be taking the opportunity to practice and maybe even perform some music for you if I got something that doesn't suck. But that'll feature into the content as well. But yeah, I want to go find some people out there that are doing neat stuff in the field of agriculture. Typically permaculture or regenerative agriculture. And whether it's vegetable farming or fruits and orchards or animal farm, I believe animal agriculture is the key to healing the land, because that's how you make soil, with the stuff that comes out the other end of the animals. It's not toxic waste. It's your future food that those ruminants and birds, the poultry, they literally create soil. Right now I'm on a sandy sandy lakefront. This was a former gravel pit, and so there's a nice reservoir. We can go for a little walk after I take a sip of coffee. But we're surrounded by ag land here. We're on the Canadian prairies. But at one time this was a gravel operation. There's a gravel truck going down the road right there. So right across the road to the southwest, there's an active pit. But this reservoir was being actively mined for gravel. And so there's some RV pull-in sites there, a little beach. I got my own kind of private little beach at the other end of the lake. Well, you can see those beach chairs way at the end there. And for the end of September, there's nobody out here. I'm here by myself, just living in a tiny home. And really, I was amazed. I heard about the tiny home movement years ago, and I thought, that sounds like a government psyop to get people to give up their standard of living and quality of life and think small. But really, this is, I mean, I wouldn't build something just like this. I'd build something a little more spacious and functional. But as far as housing, if you're in the right climate, this is amazing. This is a great way to live. Now here, where I am, in this location, it gets down to 40, 50 below Celsius in the winter time. So something like this would need to be extremely well insulated and well outfitted, because water is the big thing. So there's no well. I've just got no running water at this site. There's an outhouse and jugs of water. There's a solar setup for a little bit of power, so I got lights and charge my devices and whatnot. But I'm really seeing the potential in the tiny home concept, in that you could have your dwelling and then various little outbuildings. You know, you could have a little kitchen shed where you do your cooking. rather than cooking inside the house. You know, in the summertime, say you have a wood stove, you don't want to heat up the whole thing by cooking on a wood stove. And propane is pretty expensive, so you don't want to be propane grilling everything. But if you had a nice little wood stove in a kind of summer kitchen concept, or just an outdoor kitchen, that would be fantastic. I'm glad to see you back, Eli. But yeah, I want to start finding people that are doing the tiny home thing, steal all their good ideas. I mean, I have good ideas of my own. So to both learn and teach through other people, you know, shared common experience, wisdom, knowledge, you know, just spreading that all around. Because at heart, I guess if you're a farmer, like, there's something about me that's very independent minded, and farmers, they can be a bit solitary. I don't know if that's a personality trait, but very independent minded, self-reliant, self-sustaining. You know, if something breaks down on the farm, you don't necessarily have possibly the finances to pay someone $5,000 to fix a piece of equipment or something. Good morning, Mr. Osgood. Good to see you. So you learn how to do it yourself. Or if something breaks, you know, can you weld? Well, I can fuse two pieces of metal together. I'm not a welder, but it's just learning skills that are going to help you. I have a construction background, so I could build something like this. I just need the material. But I'm at a place where I've got some resource financially where I could invest in materials. I have tools, I have knowledge, and there's other people that have tools and knowledge that I can share with them, they can share with me, and together we can move forward together. Together we move forward together. Is that a good slogan? So you're a little late in the stream, but yeah, if you go back and watch from the beginning, Mr. Osgood, I described what's going on with the YouTube channel. Things are going to take a slightly different look as I've found another streaming platform. So I'll be dividing my attention between pump.fun and people that are wanting to support me either by viewing, following, or financially. There's an opportunity on Pump that's, I think, better than what YouTube has to offer. So there's still going to be YouTube streams. There's still going to be tweaker coffee, sitting by the rocket stove or sitting by the fire. But if you go on this link that I put in the chats there, it'll take you to my channel and you can check out my live stream from last night. I did a 2.5 hours or something. I went for a walk down to the motocross track, so we were looking at the bikes ripping around the track. And then I did some fishing in the creek, and I came back here, made a fire, cooked up a ribeye, and just chatted, and it just went on, and it was pretty good. So at Pump, content creators are rewarded for live streaming, not subscribers or this or that. So it's the same but different. The metrics are measured differently, and the platform is crypto based, so you can do more if you have Solana. If you're not into crypto, it's an easy way to get into crypto. You just need a wallet, and then you could transfer to and from the Pump platform and see other live streamers. And that seems to be the direction they want. They want live stream content on that platform. they're not so much rewarding videos or uploads, but live streaming. So we're going to experiment with that over the next, well, during the course of my trip out west. There's going to be content, I think, primarily on pump, as long as it makes sense. Then I'll give various updates on YouTube as well, where we can just hang out. But there's going to be more content going to pump, which you can check out. And I think it's going to be a pretty good opportunity there. So it's going to be more of the same type of content that I've been making. It's just going to be different locations. It's going to be more of a travel blog, which, Mr. Osgood, you already know what I've been about. Been following along on my exploits for quite some time now. I really appreciate your support. And so hopefully YouTubers will find their way over there, give it a chance, and find other content creators they enjoy. I'm in no means saying ditch YouTube. I'm still going to be using YouTube. It's a great platform in many ways, but it has limitations in many ways as well. So the whole monetization, as I said earlier, is all ad based, and I'm just fundamentally not on board with that. There ought to be a better way, and Pump is offering an alternative where I could potentially turn this into an income generating endeavor without subjecting you all to having to view ads. Oh, a couple of tweakers coming for a walk here. And they saw me and just turned around. Scared tweakers. I guess they saw my tweaker coffee and thought, fuck this. So there you have it. So thank you, Clash with Bao, for turning me on to Pump, where he is streaming every day, 5 p.m. Somehow his goal is to be 24/7 streaming. I don't know how that's going to work. I suppose he's cloned himself in a manner that he could just keep a continuous live stream going. And his content is much different than mine. He typically restreams other content creators, and all the fun is in the chats there. That's one goal I have, is to get a lot of chat engagement, create a community in the chats. So I can do that on YouTube, I can do that in Pump. Right now, again, Pump is so in its initial stages. It's a lot of bots in the chats. I guess they're just part of the platform. But if we get more human activity in there, I think that's a good thing. But we're gonna give that a go for the foreseeable future. I mean, this trip out west will be the test run of the capabilities and potential of Pump, as well as continuing to bring you content on YouTube. So that's where we're at. Enjoying our coffee, big pail of coffee. And let's see, I'll be doing a Pump live stream later in the day, probably towards evening. So I encourage you to go wander over there. Just follow that link I provided. I'll take you to my little page. And when we're on Pump, then I can explain a little bit more of what Pump is. Try to explain Pump from YouTube. I mean, we may as well be talking about how to put a saddle on a unicorn or something. Like there's a bit of a disconnect. So when we're actually streaming on Pump, you'll get the hang of how the platform works, different features, different things you could do there as a viewer. So it's kind of exciting. It's kind of like this ground floor opportunity, which I'm always looking for little things like that where you just happen to be in the right place at the right time. Is that where you are? You're in Oregon, Mr. Osgood? As I was saying previously on live streams, I'm seriously looking at the route that takes me through the states, through the northern states, on the way out west, and then return back through Canada visiting friends and family. But there's all these secondary routes and US routes that like I used to be a truck driver, long distance truck driver, so I've been through most of the lower 48, and but you're seeing the country from the interstate. You're not getting to stop and check places out. You're in truck stops and your destination, whatever warehouse or plant that you're delivering to. So you're not seeing the people and whatnot. So yeah, if you're out west in Oregon, we'll do a collab or a meetup or something. I think that's a super feature of this digital age, is that you can meet people online, get to know them, but you don't know them. Like, people don't know me. I might be a complete spaz in real life that you wouldn't want to hang around with, but you keep tuning back in. But I don't know you. You're just pixels on a chat box right now. But I'm familiar with Mr. Osgood, and I'd meet up with you, no problem. My rocket stove just spit at me. Spit a bunch of hot coals in my face, or embers anyway. Well, thank you, rocket stove, for making my coffee. I'll turn you the other way now, so you can't spit at me anymore. But yeah, as I get on the road, and I think there's a good chance I could do that route through North Dakota, Montana, Idaho, Washington. I guess dip down to Oregon. You'd have to fill me in on a specific meetup location. But I think that's great that you can meet people online, make friends online. And then, like, what was when the internet started? Don't talk to anybody online, don't. And now that's all we do, is we know people online. I know more people online than I do offline. Oh, I shouldn't say that. I know a lot of people. But we're here for whatever reason. We have similar interests, or we just like spending time on this platform, and that's a real great way to meet good quality people, make friends. So I think that's a fantastic feature, that you can get online and meet people and have develop meaningful relationships in a way that's not strictly online. So I think that's fantastic. So. And yeah, part of the trip out west is possibly to track down some YouTubers for collaborations, see if they're open to that. I've given shout outs to some folks north and south of the border, and I'll be tromping through some of those territories, and we'll see if we can get some YouTube collabs, which will be on YouTube. So that's a pretty cool stuff as far as content, like just making connections and then following through, making face-to-face, whether, you know, I don't have to meet up with Mr. Osgood and feature him on a YouTube video, but if that's what we could do, then we could do that. Do an interview or just hang out time together or whatever. Whatever it's going to look like. Like it's exciting. The possibilities are out there. So I think that's super cool. That's really neat. I like when stuff is neat. Neato, man. When was that saying cool? Like back in the 50s and 60s? So that's where we're at. We're going to pioneer some new territory, plow some ground over on pump.fun. So once my RV starts hitting the highway, then could put all those signals out there and find where people are and start connecting. I love that. I absolutely love that. And yeah, so the launch of the RV tour campaign, that's probably going to be early October, because we're in what? September 25th. I have an obligation in Winnipeg on September 29th. And so by next week, that RV should be ready. And I should be ready. I don't know if there's anything left I gotta sign here where I have to be in person, have my presence to sign papers or anything. A lot of my affairs are wrapped up here. Oh, there's a couple of things I need to wait for in the mail, but by early October, I expect to be on the road. You know, the first half of October anyway. It's a little later than I anticipated, but as I move out west, you know, winter can come fast and furious here on the prairies. I think the onset of winter is a little more moderate as you move out west, more temperate climate. So there have been times in September where we've had snow already at this time of year. Not a permanent snow, but a couple inches of snow overnight in September. So I'm glad to get that behind me. I want no part of that. So it is almost 10 o'clock. I should get on doing some stuff here. I had plans to get all my stuff done early in the day and then go sit on the beach. Last night I was sitting on the beach. Oh, it was wonderful. It was a nice hot sunny day. Today is going to be cool and windy, so no beach time today. So I was hoping to do some lounging on the beach one more time this afternoon, but I don't think anybody's interested. It's stiff north wind, and it's supposed to get windier through the morning. And it's only going to get up into the 60s, I think, today. Tomorrow and through the weekend it's supposed to be a little nicer. But yeah, I'll just go about my business today, and then I'll be back live streaming on Pump at some point at supper time, my time. And hope to find some of you follow me there. Whether it takes a while to start that up, that's fine. I'm just concentrating on putting out content, live streaming on Pump as often as I can. The goal is daily, and it's getting to the point where I can pretty much, I've got my devices managed where I can have them charged, and I've got enough gigs on my phone plan to keep the signal going. And so that was an experiment as well. I've got 50 gigs per month, and that's about what I'm using. So it just works out right about perfect for my amount of usage. And so that's it. So whether there's people there watching or not, that's where I'm going to be, and I'll be checking in regularly on YouTube as well. So I'm not abandoning YouTube in any way. It's just going to be less regular content of this type, and more just kind of updates, little check-ins. And then if pump is a bust, well, I'll be back on YouTube full time. That's not an issue. So we'll finish this smoke and then start puttering around with the stuff I gotta do. Today is cleanup day. I gotta get some of my stuff moved over to my neighbors that I'm not taking to the lake, because I gotta be out of here by tomorrow morning. As far as the rental of the A-frame, I'll be living in the truck for a couple of days at the lake with little Max here, and then I'll be back in this area Monday, heading into Winnipeg Monday evening. So it's going to be kind of an eventful weekend, and get that RV buttoned up, and so we'll take you along on the journey, see the whole process. You can see the whole shit show, as they say, and we'll take it from there. So I'd say we're pretty much done this morning. And like I say, Mr. Osgood, go back and check out the beginning of the stream for all the details of what I announced or trying to unpackage here. And hope to see you on Pump. So check that out. Thanks for coming, everybody. I think we're gonna call that a live stream. Yeah, we've done an hour. Appreciate y'all. Hope to see you on the next one. Have a great one. Bye-bye.